can record.
Yeah. Good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Abdulakim Yusuf, and I am the campus lead for the Microsoft Student Ambassador at University of Ibadan, Nigeria. We are still having in continuation of the bootcamp session that we are organizing, the cybersecurity bootcamp session, in which we started by January 1. Today, we are going to be having our keynote speaker, Professor Zuneerah Jaleel. I would recite his citation now. Professor Zuneerah Jaleel is seasoned expert with over 2 decades of extensive academic and professional experience in teaching, research, and trainings in the dynamics realms of cybersecurity and computing. Professor Jaleel is currently serving as the head of cybersecurity department at Air University and heavily engaged in research and development with National Cybercrimes and Forensics Lab of the National Center for Cybersecurity hosted at the prestigious National Aerospace Science and Technology Park, Islamabad. Professor Jaleel is a key architect in the formulation of cutting-edge cybersecurity curricula for advanced degree programs. She is a trailblazer in the implementation of outcome-based education in cybersecurity education within the country. Professor Zuneerah has been known. She is renowned for her innovative and thought-provoking ideas. Professor Zuneerah Jaleel has authored over 80 research articles published in the highest-ranked international journals. Our research spans key areas such as computer forensics and artificial intelligence, computational intelligence, and cyber attacks detection. Notably, our research work on authorships identification using example learning, published in Nature Scientific Reports, has garnered widespread acclaim and discussion. Professor Jaleel's impact extends globally, actively participating in the research and development projects in Pakistan, Germany, United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia. She serves as a dedicated reviewer for multiple international journals. Furthermore, she contributes to the field as an EC Council certified computer hacking forensic investigator. She is the supervisor of 5 PhD and 25 MSc students and received Best Supervisor Award from Saudi Electronic University, Riyadh. Professor Zuneerah Jaleel's multifaceted contributions underscore our commitment to advancing knowledge and shaping the future of cybersecurity education and research. I present to you Professor Zuneerah Jaleel. You have the floor.
Okay, thank you, Yusuf. Thanks for a great introduction. Yusuf, tell me that whether the audience are going to join or it's a webinar. Because I don't see many participants in this session. I can't hear you. Please unmute your microphone.
Okay, it's going to be a webinar which we are going to share with the community members.
Okay, so you're going to share it with them later. Okay, so I have 20 minutes, so I will just try to shed some light on what is the future of data and how much important cybersecurity is. First of all, as we know that the global spending on cybersecurity is increasing. Like if we talk about US in 2017, it was approximately $100 billion spending in 2017. And in just a span of 5 years, in 2023, the US spent $200 billion, around $200 billion on cybersecurity. This is published in one of the report published by Statista, which collects the statistics of about different, like if you look at the kind of data which we are having at the moment, like we can see a number of IoT devices which are used in our daily lives. So this can be like some of the devices we are already carrying, like our mobile devices. But besides these, now we have smart watches. We are living in the world where we have smart cities, where we have smart environments. So IoT devices are also generating data, and unlike the traditional internet, there is no standardization or regulations or clearly defined protocols with security and authentication mechanisms clearly defined for IoT devices. And also because there is a diversity in these devices, so it is quite challenging as well. So we can see that the rise in the amount of data is now increasing very at a rapid pace. Like if you look at the data global data sphere in 2025, it is expected to be 175 zettabyte. So if 175 zettabyte data is there by 2025, and there is a data explosion. So this data is about what? This data is about us, our usage, about our applications, about what we are posting on social media, about the types of digital platforms we are using. So once the data is there, and with the rise in data, there is a rise in crimes as well, because now the data is not well kept, it is not well preserved, it is not preserving user data privacy. So when the privacy is not preserved, when there is a breach of data, in cybersecurity, we call it CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information. And most of the cyber attacks are targeting any one of them. So when there is an increased amount of data, we can see, if you look at the top 10 crimes of last year, 2023, you can see that there were crimes which were involving IoT devices. There were crimes targeting financial sectors. And the ransomware was one of the most significant crimes, where if you look at that, one of the report published, I can find it out. Like it was, if you look at the latest stats, like one of the affectee of cybercrime was Royal Mail, which faced a huge financial loss following the Lockbit attack. And then there were a number of ransomware attacks, not only on the financial sector, but it is affecting other sectors as well. So when there is a increase in the number of attacks, and so it means something is wrong, and we need to correct something which is going wrong, to prevent these attacks, or to prevent or to reduce the damage caused by these attacks. So talking about the current world, we have IoT devices, we have bulk of data, we are called 5G community, and the huge amount of data, and then to process this data, or to make the best use of data, what we have done is that we have started utilizing quantum computers. We have started utilizing artificial intelligence to help us in our decision making, or to help us in our cybersecurity algorithms. Like if you look at the kind of intrusion detection algorithms, kind of sentiment analysis done by using deep learning algorithms, you will be surprised. But at the same time, if you look at the damages done by generative AI, so generative AI, ChatGPT, these the kinds of platforms have been helpful, but at the same time, these platforms have been misused. So when these platforms gets misused, then things get out of control, like out of control, and it becomes, because the previously humans were writing algorithms, humans were designing algorithms. But if machines are designing algorithms, and machines are getting exploited, and machines are responsible to protect that, so things get out of control from humans for some time. So uh, now, since we are facing a number of cyber crimes, there is a growth in data, and cyber attacks are there. We are using AI algorithms for both purposes, for our prevention, for our protection, and at the same time, adversaries are using adversarial AI to damage our AI-based solutions, which are used in cyber security systems. And at the same time, we are, like, globally, we are facing cybersecurity skilled professionals are like there's a skills shortage in cybersecurity domain. So we need there are very few cybersecurity professionals, not amply sufficient for no matter which country I name. In every country, there is a shortage of skilled cybersecurity professionals, and the same challenge is being faced by everyone. If you look at 10 years ago, there was not a platform which exists today, which is dark web. So on dark web, huge amount of data is hosted over there, which is not accessible to us, but it's a marketplace of cyber criminals where they are stealing the data and then sharing with each other. So this is another challenge, like how you can, because on dark web, there is the anonymous communication which is happening, and it becomes difficult to trace the criminals who are stealing the data and then posting on dark web. So cybercrime investigations, like we being from the forensic domain, I can say that the investigation of crimes become difficult if and to trace the artifacts becomes difficult in case of crimes involving dark webs. At the same time, if you look at it, that there is a new technology which not so new. Microsoft has also provided solution about blockchain, and Microsoft was one of the pioneer in providing these solutions, and Hyperledger Fabric Network. Uh, Now, the purpose of blockchain is to have secure communication, authentic communication, and this is wonderful. But at the same time, if you look at from the perspective of a forensic investigator, this is a question like whenever we have to find traces of certain crimes, so how we are going to gather that information. So are these platforms providing forensic as a service, as an inherent capability, as an inherent feature? So there is a need to have all the cybersecurity solutions, not only cybersecurity, all the digital solutions providers to keep forensic in mind and provide forensic as a service in their solution. So whenever an investigator have to extract relevant artifacts, the job of investigator should not be very complicated, and the platform should be able to provide certain excuse me should be able to provide the artifacts which they need. Excuse me. And at the same time, like first of all, we need to work on about awareness, because social engineering techniques and phishing attacks, these are very common. Because if a person using digital devices will be unaware about their cyber hygiene, then then it will become a bit difficult for security experts, security professionals to protect the system, because humans are the weakest link in security. So no matter how strong solutions they have deployed, how much effective the solutions are, but humans, if are not careful, they can make the system vulnerable and make all the security features useless. So focusing on cyber hygiene practice is equally important, and creating awareness, and that is also a requirement we should focus on. And if you look at the types of attacks which should be prepared for in the world where data is everywhere and the data is diverse, is to first of all, we have to be vigilant about the attacks involving IoT devices. We should be vigilant about ransomware attack. There should be the solutions available to detect ransomware attack and take measures well in time. And at the same time, the AI enabled attacks are becoming common. So we need to be careful about these things to be secure in the digital world in future. Thank you. If you have any questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma, for the wonderful presentation. So if you have any questions, please you can ask. Malak? Malak Muhammad Diab, do you have any question?
No, I want to thank you about the presentation about cybersecurity and its importance about for every company.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay,
Okay, I'm basically from Department of Cybersecurity at Air University, and Air University is one of the big universities of Pakistan, which is pioneer in offering cybersecurity educational program in Pakistan. And I'm heading that department, and we realized that to compete with the rest of the world, it is very important to be at like there is a ranking done internationally which is called Global Cybersecurity Ranking, and they do this, and there is a Global Cybersecurity Index which is assigned to every country. So at the moment, Pakistan is on 79th position out of around 184 countries of the world. So we are doing efforts to bring to have to come at a lower position and be ahead in this ranking. So I think all of us should try to improve our posture in cybersecurity.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. Mubarak,
okay,
do you have any question?
Clear?
Okay, I would like to ask this question. What are the opportunities that students have in the cybersecurity path?
In cybersecurity, like there are a number of fields in which you can go on. You can first of all come in the forensic domain. You can become a forensic analyst, forensic investigator. You can become a security operations center analyst. There is a security operations center at level 1 and level 2. And then also you can become an information auditor. You can have a security analyst position. You can information security professional. So there are a number of positions. And also you need to remember that any organization which is having some kind of digital network and they are using some firewall for protection, so they require cybersecurity professionals to secure their systems, because you know that in many countries there are having critical infrastructures. The critical infrastructures they can be attacked by your enemies, because this era is not an era of our physical war. This era is of cyber war. So when you can have a cyber war and you can disrupt communication between different persons in an era. So when you are not able to communicate with the rest of the world, then you are in a silo. And when you are in a silo, it means you are in an isolation. So if you are in an isolation, you cannot communicate, you cannot share what you have seen. So this is one of the tactics used by your opponent to damage you. So everyone should be prepared for this, and should have a cyber force to combat such attacks. And I also want to thank you, because this is my first ever interaction by any Nigerian university or Nigerian student. I'm really happy. I had because it's my almost 10 p.m. at night. So I went to an office, then came back, and then while waiting for the time, I misunderstood at 7:30 p.m. And then Yusuf told me that it's after 2 hours. So I waited, and just I was really eager to and happy to interact with you. And thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you very much, ma'am. We are very happy to have you at the University of Ibadan. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay, you're welcome. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.